What's going on, everybody? We are back here with Team Collateral going into game number 2. This time going against Wildcard here in regional number 1 of the winter split. Joined here again, Alligator Saurus in the casting booth next to me. What we got, man?
We got a matchup against a Wildcard. I'm excited for this. They're coming off a bit of a long one as they went to Game 5 overtime against 1620 Kings, a series that took 3 overtimes to finish off. They took the only one of the overtimes they took was in Game 5. So we will be getting into our matchup against them here in just a second. Hopefully we have a little bit of time in between the series. We can, maybe calm the nerves, but keep that momentum going. And knowing that Wildcard are coming off of that, their hearts are going to be beating quick, and they're going to be sitting there maybe like a little bit rustled as they had that scare in their series. This would be a great opportunity for Collateral to come out swinging, put forward their efforts on the pitch, and set the tone immediately. I'm really excited. We should be getting underway in just a couple of moments.
Exactly. I'm hoping they kept their cars warm, their engines running, maybe hit a few flip resets in training, because it has been a hot minute. You've all felt it waiting and the anticipation growing. They need to keep the nerves down and that momentum from that amazing series against Ground Zero going, as they performed very admirably against a very tough opponent. And now here they come, going a little bit down in the ranking. This one at number 9 last season. Let's see how we perform.
And we will start off strong. We are over on the blue squad. We'll get the graphics updated here in just a second. Just switching based off what we saw on the brackets compared to when the teams joined. But anywho, game number 1 of this best of 5 between Collateral and a Wildcard. Starting off quick between both teams, a couple of opportunities presenting themselves early. Neither team able to get the better of each other. Very similar to what we saw in game number 1 of our previous series, but hoping for a little different end result. Jorix trying to get that set up on offense. Civics elevating a shot will go wide for Wildcard Gaming. First minute coming on 0-0 as both teams looking to get the dub here in round 2.
First thing I notice is a lot of solo plays trying to fill this out. They're not using each other as they started to find success with against Ground Zero. I don't know if that's just part of their feeling out process or if they just need to get those team mechanics warmed back up. But I feel like as soon as they start aiming blue car to blue car, this game's gonna start taking off in Collateral's favor, because this has been 0-0, and it's been also that way on the field. It's a strong start, but it's been back and forth over that midfield line a number of times, and that's normally what you see as this feeling out process happens. Nobody really keeping an established presence quite yet.
I'm sure we're going to start to see some team plays from both of these squads start working through as the players are getting more and more warmed up. An opportunity for Wildcard to flick from Benjamin will end up in the back of the net as the last-ditch save attempts coming out. Unfortunately, Butter's not able to quite find the angle that one was on, so not going to call it an own goal, as Butters was trying to get back. Obviously, not the resultant vector that he was looking for, but still early on in game number 1, we can shake it off, boys. We can push through and take game number 1. Dropping a second quick, though, might make it a little bit harder. It's still early.
That was just a really good follow-up by Wildcard, taking that mock off the wall and then following it up himself, and Sicky just there where he needed to be. That's tough, and Collateral is trying to push out, trying to get their team onto the offense, and just a well-placed 50 and a good follow-up from Wildcard catches them out, but it is still early. 3 minutes left in here. We could definitely see a Wildcard comeback and at least get that momentum shifted back into their favor, but right now we could see a little bit of a strong formation coming out of Wildcard. Collateral trying to get out of their defense and regain the momentum that they have struggled to maintain this game.
Yeah, still pinned back on defense. We saw so much in the first series, and they're going to have to work their way out in round 2. Jorix using the post to get the ball back out to his teammate. Butter is looking for those solo plays deep downfield, gets the pinch off the corner. Jorix elevating, soft touch towards the far side. but Mock with great positioning on the back wall to send it out. The Wildcard Gaming trying to get that full pitch play, unable to connect at the other end of the pitch. As both teams, they're really starting to spread out. We're seeing not necessarily boomer ball as the players are keeping up with it. They're not just totally giving away possession, but the sustained pressure, the sustained possession isn't quite been there. Very much game one vibes. I'd love to see Collateral make their way downfield, get those team plays going, and shake this off quick. We still got a little bit of time, but I'd love to see it in game one.
Absolutely. I think these extension plays are exactly what they need. Hit it to the wall, hit it to the midfield where you have a pre-positioned teammate, because these solo efforts and these big bangs just aren't cutting it right now, and they are poised. They're ready. They're getting the counters. They're getting the ball where they need to get it. They're just unable to follow up with the speed and gusto that they were against Ground Zero. And Wildcard, coming off such a hot series, warmed and ready to go, Collateral need to come out with everything they can to keep up with that energy.
Yeah, they're coming out that little bit cold. They're starting to hold better on the defensive end, but again, having a whole bunch of time spent back there, the mechanics are starting to warm up. Jorik's putting some on display, gets the reset to send it a little east-west, but we're going north-south. Benjamin sending it down to Mock, drops it down to the 1-2-3, goes high, 1-2-3-1, and will get denied by the woodwork. A transitional play for Collateral off the side wall, and we will stay 2-0, 30 seconds to go. Jorik's trying to strip out Siki, will get redirected in front of the net. Siki will get the follow through. Wildcard Gaming score on the transition on their way back, up 3-0. A solid push up by Collateral, but got bit on their way back.
You can just see the transition by Collateral wasn't what they wanted to be. Found two players caught into the corner, just feeling the pressure of this game. Need to shake it off, get ready for game number 2, look towards the future and build the momentum that you'll need in that game. The double tap almost comes through. You see a little bit of confusion on that back wall right there as all three players are clobbered up, trying to push it out as Butters. Civic's getting a little bit too close to help out. Now we have Jorix trying to get it over to Butters. Can he make the pass, get something going for the last second? No, it's going to be another goal for Wildcard. 4-0 to finish it out in favor of Wildcard.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Wildcard look to be continuing the momentum off their series against 1628 Kings. They came out hot. Collateral, again, on the defense, they're not... It's very similar to what we saw in the first series today. They're forced back, they're getting these saves, they're responding to the pressure, but it's getting out into the other half of the pitch that is looking to be that little bit of a struggle. We've seen some of the passes come out, and they did put a couple of shots on net, both coming off the hood of Civics, but again, outshot 10-2. And there's a lot of pressure, a lot of offense, a lot of pushing coming out, especially in these RLCS events. They need to get out past the midfield. It's easier said than done. There's a reason these guys are playing and not me, but we're going right into game number 2. These players, they're feeling it. They don't want to take any time. They want to keep that momentum flowing at Collateral, looking to take game 2. And the momentum back, and the team play will be stymied, but a great start for Collateral.
That's exactly what we needed to see, Alligator, and that's exactly what we've been waiting to see. But Mock just coming in with the bully ball, getting the defender from Collateral out the way. That was a great start from Collateral, almost making that happen. But Mock just had a little bit more to say, starting off his side with a bang. Let's see how Collateral responds.
It will respond with a deep push off the kickoff. It might have been a broken fake from Wildcard. They'll pick up the demo nonetheless. Butters and Siki combining the side. Civics will have an opportunity. He's going to put it wide, but a double commit on the defense will open it up. Jorix looking for the pass. Butters back in midfield, respecting the defense, just had touched too much. And it will set up Collateral back on defense again. A little bit more possession than we've seen. Siki trying to get it past Civics. Benjamin dropping it down. Jorix lying in wait on that near side. A great bang downfield. Siki cutting it off. Collateral still looking to punch their way past midfield, as Wildcard have continued to hold onto that offensive pressure.
This time the game's only down by 1, but right now, again, like you said, Wildcard just holding on to offense and trying to use each other. Oh, that time is dropped back. Jorix coming through, gets demoed on his push-up, but the team, his mates are right there ready to help him out, slowing it down as Butters, flicking it up for a teammate. Jorix is there, putting the shot on target, but Sicky takes it away. This is a good start right now. You can see the team plays working more. They're using each other. They're positioning a little bit tighter than before and still keeping a nice defensive spread while keeping that offense on the field. But it just wasn't enough yet again, as Mock is able to put yet another one on target, just a little bit faster to the punch right now is Wildcard.
So far, Wildcard look to be taking advantage of a couple of these gaps that they're finding in the Collateral midfield play. A lot of it's coming on the back of the physicality and on the demos. We've seen, 4 or 5 demos in favor of Wildcard Gaming.
Yeah.
And they're using it to their advantage to find the gaps in the rotations. Collateral playing a little bit looser and a little bit farther back when they're going through those midfield plays, as they're respecting Wildcard. And again, these are all teams that are worthy of respect. Nobody gets here by accident.
Absolutely.
But when those gaps are showing up, that is where Wildcard is striking. Collateral can tighten this up. I could see this pushing back the other way. It's just getting past that point. Mock looking to put a point on Wildcard's offense, but will not find the back of the net. Civic's trying to set up that transition for Collateral, but will get stymied back out of angle from Benjamin.
Oh.
And that's what you don't necessarily look for, is you see the opponent going up onto the back wall, and Sicky looks like he's almost throwing it away to the far corner, but Benjamin just oofta. That's an angle.
That was unreal. I saw that developing. You see the player on the backboard, right? And that's a glaring target. You want to hit that. You want the style points, but to actually go for it and nail it, thank you, Jorix, for punishing that showmanship, because that was a disrespectful amount of flash that they put on there, and Butters and Jorix combining to punish it.
But it's great pass getting it over to Jorix. And you know what? The best players have a short memory. You get scored on whatever kickoff and go back for round 2. And we are in round 2. In fact, game number 2, as Collateral finding the back of the net, looking to get this comeback going in the second half of the second game. And I do believe in Collateral's supremacy as they're working their way through on defense. Benjamin coming through with the pressure will get popped out. Butters with control. Civic's over to the left, challenged by Mock. Civic slowing it down, trying to get the defense to bite. We'll get a favorable 50. Jorix on the challenge, stuffed out by Sicky. Benjamin getting it from their own teammate, looking for the follow-up touch. Too much juice. Collateral will be looking to take this out of their half after a bit of an overextension by Wildcard.
Yes, Wildcard putting the 2 people in the same box fairly often, now getting bullied themselves. They've been bullying Collateral all game long, and finally they're feeling some of those bumps and demos on their own side. Collateral has shown that not only their potential, but their proficiency in doing just that versus Ground Zero, and now they're showing it again, and this time maintaining an offensive possession. But just like versus Ground Zero, they figure out how to play against their opponents a little bit later than we would be comfortable, I would say, with them. I'm not going to say too late, Alligator, right? Because it's never too late, but I'm just going to say later than would make us, the viewers, feel comfortable.
All right, we still have 1 minute left with that 2-goal deficit, as momentum has been shifting forward, but still need to pick a couple up late. Sicky caught in an awkward situation, will slow it down, maintains possession. Jorix is going to force the issue. Mock with a fake touch. We'll call it a whiff. And Butters trying to get this over to Civics. An opportunity for Collateral. And almost there. 90% of the job done, as time will continue to tick off the clock. Benjamin trying to be a little bit too fancy and will get denied. But Butters left alone on defense. Needs to get it back out. And Wildcard, they're ticking time off the clock. They're just burning it away. Collateral need to get their way out. Might have an opportunity here. Civics, Mock challenging over along the side. Mock looking for the pass out. Sicky will find the angle. And Wildcard up 4-1. 11 seconds left. Never say never. But it's looking like it's going to be a potential reverse sweep for Collateral to take the series.
And this is what we saw. This is what I continue to see out of Collateral. The mistake on defense that continues to put them in this situation, right? We saw such a strong defense against Ground Zero, and that's because the rotations continue to reset through the back post. Here, we're just not seeing this. We see them continue to rotate in what I like to call the confusion box. That area in front on the left and right of the net past the post, right? They continue to have at least one third man personnel in that position that continues to stay there instead of prioritizing the net, getting inside that net and pushing out. And that's what we see out of Collateral, and that's why they're struggling on defense. The second that you, the viewer, start seeing people prioritize blue cars, prioritize a end net positioning or a near net positioning, that is when we are going to see Collateral start to turn this around. It hasn't happened yet, and God, I hope it does.
I do believe it. It is 95% there, and as I touched on a little bit earlier. I touched on a little bit earlier in the day. It's at this level when you're at the RLCS events. 90+% still leaves 10% to be challenged and to be taken advantage of. But that said, remember what I said about short memories? We're on to game number 3. Collateral Esports looking to get the first dub of the series. Sicky will find the quick goal for Wildcard Gaming. A little bit of a kerfuffle down on the defense. Civics trying to get the clear. Sicky in position, able to slow it down and put it on early for Wildcard.
Unfortunate. Butters just not enough time to get solidified on his positioning. His nose was in the wrong direction, making that very difficult for him to do something with. And now you could just feel how Collateral is, they're just uncomfortable, right? They don't have the same momentum. They feel chopped up. They haven't been able to get anything going. And it really all starts from how they're able to start their counterattacks. Do they start with one person all by those lonesome, or is he supported like right here? Here. The opportunity was there, but the offense is still on the field, and Civic puts it in. That's exactly as I'm talking about it. Is the counterattack supported? That time, Alligator. The answer was yes.
Oh, it's a beautiful play. Butters dropping down to Civics. We don't have the cameras on, but I punched the air when the connection was made, and it's what we want to see from Collateral. They're finding each other. They're making the plays. If they can keep that going, if they can keep the combination of the aggression that has worked when they've been doing it, but keeping those rotations and those passing plays clicking and keeping the gaps in the defense to a minimum, it looks to be going well for Collateral. Have to get back out of this defensive push. However, Mock looking for the touch off the back wall. Benjamin will go for the fake challenge, gives the clear to Butters, but a pop up over to Sicky. Jorix beats him out to it. Butters making the 1-2, maybe 1-0. Mock is going to run some interference up on offense. A save coming out, and we still stay tied, a 1-1 early on in game 3.
The tie continues, and we've got 3:30 remaining. It is by far not even close to being finished. We've got a lot of Rocket League left to be played here, and Collateral, they're not looking for another game 3 overtime. They want this over, and they want to move on to the next one. You see how short they're spending in between games. They don't want coaching advice. They don't want team collab. They just want to get back in, fix the mistakes. They know what they're doing wrong. They know what the mistakes are, and they want it corrected. They know they can win this.
Right, they're feeling it. The mentality, I fully believe, is there. It's getting that momentum, getting the first goal on, in which they did, and it's going to help so much. Butters looking to get a second soft pop, trying to catch the defense off guard, but nobody falling for the change-up shot. It will be forced back onto defense again. Sicky cannot get the passes. Jorix sending it with the pinch, and we'll see Butters coming out of net to try to get it out as well. Mock onto the back wall, cut off by Civics. And Benjamin slow pop. Butters, great rotational defense from Collateral.
Absolutely,
they're making their way up into the midfield. They can get back fully over to the orange. I'm liking to see their momentum moving forward. It's just getting past that mid line. They've been able to push out, but that final push has been elusive.
And it's so hard, right? You get so much aggression, so much speed, and then you get on to defense. And defense is such a strong mixture of slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up. And to know when to pump your brakes and to know when to full boost all the way is such a fine balance. But here it is, a little mistake on defense from Wildcard, and Collateral is all over it. They are still not relenting, getting the ball crossfield to each other, trying to put it in as Civic, but cannot get the touch over the midfield line now, still fighting it for it. Finally, Wildcard takes it onto offense, but it is still not over. Collateral starting the counterattack very quickly.
Oh, we might see an opportunity here. All three members of Collateral getting a touch on the ball multiple times, but will be caught out of the corner. Butters left alone with possession, gets it past Sicky, gets it onto Mock, but it will be challenged out. Jorix looking for the pass as well, bit awkward, but Civic's too quick, too thick, gets past, and might have an opportunity here. Bit awkward for both teams. The rotations coming out in the midfield, a couple of bumps on the goal line, but Jorix recovers. Jorix will not allow it in, and Collateral on the transition looking to get the go-ahead goal.
Yes. I love Butters' play style right now. He's keeping them on their toes, making fake movements and false challenges just to keep them back, and it is working. He has almost single-handedly put this team back on offense, but a little bit of a double commit might spell a short-term doom for Collateral, but quickly back into their spots in an open backfield with 30 seconds remaining. Alligator, they have a chance.
They're up on offense, they're pushing, they're making Wildcard uncomfortable with Civics. Another changeup will be saved. Jorix up, running interference on Benjamin. But a demo coming out from the offense. Sicky slows down, tries to get the pass up over to Mock, but a save from Jorix to keep us tied. Jorix, my goodness, looking to get that pass in Civics. One more. Jorix running interference in the net, could not find contact with the defender. And we will remain tied. Clock strikes 0. Mock keeps it alive, looks to send this down into the Collateral half. Ball hits ground, overtime, game 3. We've been here before, we're looking for a different result, and it's kickoff.
It is time for them to show something, and immediately they get it. Starting the reverse sweep right now, getting the result that had on them last time. The very quick 3-second goal this time in their favor to start what is hopefully a reverse sweep in favor of Collateral. They did it. Like, what did I tell you? What did I tell you, Alligator? As soon as they started prioritizing in-net rotations, we were going to see something different. And you called it out midstream, didn't you? Great rotations through the net.
And this is exactly what we need to see from Collateral. It's that finally breaking through the wall, getting the better in these stalemated positions and getting the win in overtime. But we're not satisfied with that. We're going to keep pushing. This is huge for the mentality. I know so much of Rocket League and esports and sports in general come down to mentality and keeping your head in the game. But getting that momentum, getting that final breakthrough is going to pay dividends. You already see it as game 4 is underway. Collateral back up on offense. Civics looking to make the play onto the back wall. Jorix will not be credited with a save, but he did stop a goal from going in the midfield. And Collateral, they're playing quick. They're looking for these passes. They want to set the tone early in a game 4.
Very quick. I love how fast they're just popping straight back into the queue, right? They are not wanting to let this momentum die. They waited far too long the first time. Not looking forward to do this again. And a cross-map pinch. This time, Mock is going to be able to get there. Sicky trying, getting past Butter. Mock cannot find the net. I think he was trying to pass that. I think he was in between decisions, right? He was trying to pass it and shoot it at the same time and ended up doing a little bit of neither.
What I saw was Mock respecting the Collateral defense and not taking the direct shot, and will keep us at 0-0. Civics with the ball will get challenged by Benjamin, and Butters will look to take it onto the back wall as well. A fast-paced first minute and change of game 4. We'll see a challenge along the sidewall. Jorix, boom, takes 2 defenders up into the air to try to get the stop. Civics past one, can't get past two. Jorix going in for the challenge as well. I'm loving this aggression from Collateral. I love the challenges coming through. They're keeping what has been working towards the ends of the earlier games and starting to apply it early on, even getting a demo in the midfield, which I don't know if we've seen any demos in favor of Collateral yet today.
Not many demos, but we have seen a lot of bumps. Small little bumps that have just messed up the momentum and angles.
Here it is. Jorix!
There it is. Like I said, the small little bumps that have just messed up the rhythm, momentum, and angles of Wildcard, and you just need to pay very close attention because they're so subtle, but every last one of them intentional. This would be a 2-0 game for Wildcard right now if it wasn't for subtle little bumps near the goal line, near the midfield that just stop what's about to happen. And it is... Wildcard hasn't been able to recover, but hey, sheer mechanics is going to get you somewheres, and that's all that was, right? Brush it off, a mechanical play, everybody's entitled to one.
There was... Sicky got bumped on it. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly.
He got bumped and he recovered, which I think is magic, in my opinion.
Right.
But regardless, we're tied up in game 4, plenty of time to go, and while it might have been a slight damper, Collateral still having tons of momentum coming through this game. Demo's not going to slow it down, as Benjamin will keep it low. Civic says, I told you so, gets the challenge. Mock up in the air, trying to send it down. Teams trading blows, taking the game up the Z axis, as they're trying to beat each other to the punch. Benjamin might have it. No, will be challenged out by the defense. Halftime come and gone in game 4. Both teams breakneck speed. Mock denied. Will go after the side. Benjamin denied again as the ball floating free. Mock wants to take one more turn, slows it down. Guess what? Still no, as the Collateral defense holds strong and looks to set up the offense.
The speed is not slowing down, and right now Wildcard are using every last bit of their momentum to keep themselves on offense, but then I cannot help but admire how they're in the net and their defense is now more solid than it's been all night. Civics, that was close, yeah.
Sorry, the anticipation.
I know, I get it. A little bit of lingering.
Yeah,
Nice.
Sicky getting the waterfall touch down, looking to get that pass as well. Mock soft touch in front of the net. Sicky interference in the defense. Benjamin, all 3 members for Wildcard deep upfield. And Benjamin will pull out a protractor for that one. One of the more tight angle from the corner shots we've seen today. It just, not even necessarily a hole in the defense, but normally what you see is just a challenge that ends up going to the corner or popping up onto the back wall, vectoring into the net. It'll put Wildcard up on series point, but Collateral, they are not going anywhere. They're continuing to swarm. Even if there's only 2 on the pitch for the moment, they are playing their hearts out.
Absolutely. I loved how Wildcard attacked that last goal. They did it so well, keeping it in front of the net, and that's honestly one of the most difficult offensive attacks, most well-executed offensive attacks to defend. Collateral had their work cut out for them, and of course, eventually, when your hammer's strong enough, the glass will break. But now, with a minute remaining, let's see if our boys in blue can bring it back. They've got an opportunity, they've got possession, but they are still on defense, and we've seen the Wildcard offense is tough to deal with, but a demo maybe creates space, but no, a well-rotating Mock comes back in play, keeping this on the blue half. Civic now having to make something happen with low boost. Might just slot it, but can't find the speed to beat the defender. And now we have offense back, but a gap opening up in the backfield. It might just go in, and somehow, through all the confusion, the save pops through.
The touch down to field. Collateral back up on offense. 15 to go. Benjamin slow gets the pinch over to Sicky. Past Civics. Jorix looking to take this upfield from their own corner. Mock drops it, trying to get the touch, but denied. 5 seconds left. Touch over to Butters. Catches it, sets up the flick. Civics coming through. Civics with the shot, and we're going to overtime. Civics, you madman. Butters the pass, and Collateral have tied the game. What a demo.
You saw it a mile away, right? You knew exactly step from step what had to happen. And to make it happen, that perfectly at 0 seconds is nothing short of a ultra clutch buzzer beater. That was perfection. Now, can they follow it through in overtime, as they've shown a 50-50 success rate with so far trying here yet again?
I said initially pushed back onto defense. Butters will take possession in the midfield, baiting out Benjamin, and Sicky will be challenged as well. Civics up on the attack, and a great challenge in the midfield as well by Jorix. Benjamin looking to make a play off the ceiling. Civics lying in wait, looking to find their dairy-based friend. He'll get it in the corner. He gets the recovery. Butters, denied. My goodness, almost finding the go-ahead. And the transition from Sicky will put Wildcard ahead in the series. My goodness, another two of the 3 overtimes in Heartbreakers. Butters, oh my God, I was supposed to wake up the neighborhood.